What is up? I just got back from a trip to the West Coast, back from vacation, got some actual mail to go through and a couple boxes to rip with a Bowman Chrome. Gonna chase Victor. First of all, I did a group break last week from Shy City Pools. Shout out to them. I got two teams in a Donruss break. I got the Chargers and I got the Jags. Actually, this is the year where Trevor Lawrence rookie cards were. I was unfortunately unable to get any great Trevor Lawrence cards, but any Trevor Lawrence rookie is a great Trevor Lawrence rookie. So shout out to Shy City for that. And then I did a break on Blez, B-L-E-Z cards. This was a Bowman break, and with the Bowman break is actually a pick your team one. And I was able to pick the Diamondbacks, and on a whim I went with the Orioles, because the Orioles have a bunch of good rookies and whatnot. So I picked those two. The break happened. I'm not gonna go through all of these. This is a little hard to open. My apologies. Come on. Slow gumming up the works here. But I did pull this amazing card from that break. Let me get it for you. I pulled a Jackson Holiday autograph. That's a beautiful looking card. It's not his first Bowman, but man, that's a great card. That's about $100 some card already. Jackson Holiday autograph. Shout out to the guys at Blez. So I got some other cards in that break. I got some spotlights. You know, I got a Kyle Stowers autograph. Just some good stuff in here actually. So super happy with that. All right, on to the Bowman U. Still chasing for Victor. Probably not going to get him. It's such a short print. I've watched so many videos on YouTube. I have only seen one Victor pulled. It was from Pac-Man. But, you know, what are we going to do? I have seen 0 Scoot Henderson's pulled. Scoot Henderson is the second short print card behind Victor in these Bowman basketball. But there are a ton of rookies in here. There are a ton of first Bowmans. There are a ton of draft prospects. I believe the draft is this week on Thursday. So there are a ton of lottery picks sitting here in these packs. So say a prayer to whatever card gods you pray to, and let's see what we got. Baycott, Jet Howard, he's a lottery pick. Sky Clark, Avery Anderson. So there's one lottery pick already in the first pack. Moving on to pack 2. Call out the good cards as we hit them. Cryer, Morris, Jalen Washington. There's a pink already. Jalen Wilson. I do believe he's a pretty good card to have, so we'll set him to the side. But if you're going to open basketball cards and search for the first Bowmans, there's Grady Dick. He's a lottery pick, so that one gets set aside. Brandon Slater, Tyrese Proctor. I believe he's a lottery pick also. I could be wrong on that. Will Richardson on the pink. But yeah, like I said, 0 Scoots pulled. Victors, there's such a short print. Victors, I think you're going for about $500 right now on eBay. There's a special, Mark Mitchell. Nothing super great about that. Hunter Dickinson, I believe he is now on Arizona. Not a super great card, but he's a good player, good college player. Could probably be in next year's draft, I'm guessing. Ripping and ripping. Jalen Cook, RJ Davis, Sasser, he's a good player. Lively, and Julian Phillips. I think he's a maybe late first, early second round pick. So nice card on him on the pink parallel. Sleeve that one up. DJ Horn, Sensabaugh, he's I believe a lottery pick. Brandon Miller, and there's a women's basketball player, Lauren Betts for Stanford. So Brandon Miller is one of the better cards to get. He is the consensus number 2 or number 3 overall pick in this draft. And that's just a nice looking card because it's well centered up. Too bad it's not a parallel, but that gets a sleeve right away. If you remember, he's the one that had the potential gun issues, etc., etc. Moving on to the last pack in this box. Seth Trimble, all right, I think he was a Penn Stater. So here's an underrated guy to get. I cannot say his name right. Matas Buzelis. So he's not in this draft, but he is the projected #1 overall pick in next year's draft. So he's not a name most people know, not a name hardly any people know, to be honest with you, but he is potentially the #1 overall pick in next year's draft. So if you open these cards, if you see this one, don't sleep on it. Sleeve it up, stash it away. Leave and stash. All right, moving forward. This pack feels a little thick. I don't know what's going on with it. Maybe there's something good in here. Jared Bynum, Gail Renault, DeJuan Harris, Kyle Lofton. Nothing super great in that pack either. So the search for Victor is fun, but I'm not going to do too many more of these searches for Victor just because it's frankly impossible to pull a Victor. G.G. Jackson, he's a decent player, late first-round pick. Amari Bailey, Avery Anderson, Arteria Morris. So Amari Bailey, I believe, is a lottery pick also. So that's a nice insert with him right there. Nice looking skyscraping insert. We'll be sleeving that one up for sure. But a lot of people in the hobby seem to think that First Bowman, which carries a lot of clout in baseball, is going to start carrying clout in more of the basketball here too. So these are some real good ones to have. Trace Jackson Davis, Mikey Williams, Jalen Washington, Brandon Slater, Zion Cruz. So here's an interesting guy. Mikey Williams right here. He was going to be, I believe, one of the top picks in next year's draft. Or maybe, I forget what it is. But he's got some weird gun charges, felony charges. He might have screwed his whole life up. So he's apparently a pretty good player, but we'll see what happens with him. Google Mikey Williams. Kyle Lofton, we got a nice insert in here. Zion Cruz, Proctor. There's a nice card. Real nice looking Caitlin Clark on the insert. But here's the problem. I don't know if you can see it, or look at that, right there. There's a giant scratch on this card. Terrible quality control right there. Enormous scratch. We're going to get a little chamois out, see if we can get that scratch out of there. But that's pretty sad. I got a bunch of crap cards here. All of them are in perfect condition. The one card that might be not too shabby, it's got a big damn scratch on it. So, hey, what are you going to do? Ooh, there's a nice parallel in here. We'll go back to that. Hunter Dickinson again. Who do we have here? It's numbered. It is a first. Rasir Bolton for the Zags. I know of him from college. I forget, I don't know what he's like for a draft prospect or anything like that, but that one is numbered to 299. So I feel like anytime you get a numbered First Bowman, it's definitely worth it. We're gonna look up Rasir Bolton, see where his draft status might be, but that's a nice looking card right there. Real cool looking on the, I don't know what they might call that, aqua, something rather, but got a numbered card, 2 packs left. Jalen Hood-Schifino, I do believe he's a lottery pick if I'm correct on that. Nemhard, Sasser, not much going on there. He's either the lottery pick or Trace Jackson Davis. I know one of the Indiana guys is. I can't remember which one it is, but those aren't too bad of cards. Last pack mojo. Nothing super great in these. Got a couple decent cards. Another Brandon Miller, we'll take that. There's that Schifino. This guy I was just talking about on a parallel. I kind of hope it's him now. But Brandon Miller, always nice. We will always sleeve the Brandon Miller. He's got potential to be really good in the NBA, to be honest. Creates his own shots, a little off center, but hey, what are you gonna do? We got 2 Brandon Millers. Actually, this one here is pretty well centered up. That's gradable for sure. This one really not. We got the potential #1 pick in next year's draft. Got a real nice Caitlin Clark with the scratch on it. But hey, don't forget, look at my boy Jackson. What a card. What a card. Thanks for watching.